Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I have every reviews and really be with me, and we are here to talk about traitors. How are you ladies doing on this great Friday evening?
I
I'm
can use a
good.
chicken wing.
What you say
Uh,
about a chicken wing?
she said I could use a chicken wing.
I could.
I have some in the microwave. I
I
cannot
need you to
wait.
get your voice back. That's what I need.
Who me?
Yes,
I'm,
you.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it, y'all. Listen.
I cannot get into this episode without playing this first. So we gonna go a little bit out of order because this was the
No
best part of the
problem.
episode to me.
Oh God.
I'm glad you're not God. You speak very eloquently, and unfortunately, this is not Parliament. So you could bring it down a notch and just get to the point, and we would really appreciate it. I'm glad you're not God.
It's Kate's face as she tries not to cackle like a loon. They told that man this.
Kate is me in the back, but I would be in the background hollering. When she told that man to get to the point, we would all appreciate it. I said, don't, I don't know why y'all keep going for Phaedra. It never works out in y'all favor.
I don't know. This one, I don't know.
I don't know if y'all want to know, if y'all don't want to know. Y'all want to know?
But no, put it in the chat because I do want to know. But put it in the chat. Don't say
I'll
it
put,
out because some people may not want to spoil. Put it in the private chat.
it's not really a spoiler, it's an assumption because somebody has a
Oh,
screen
okay.
MJ's whatever chalkboard where it's 25% turned and they trying to say they know who name she put on there, but you can't really tell. So people are just assuming they know.
They can't make any kind of assumption because the first letter gonna be P
I mean, both of them. I'm about to say both of
regardless.
their names start with P.
So who knows? Don't put it in the chat, y'all. If y'all know a spoiler, don't spoil it for everybody. Put it in one of our DMs so we can just know. But anyway, again, another great episode. This show has not missed yet. Kate is in the dungeon. I kind of like that Phaedra had to come down there and give her the news in person, like join me or die. Did y'all like that?
I thought it was real dramatic. I liked it, but I thought Phaedra. So join me. Like I just felt like she was real dramatic, but I
It,
did like it.
it was very bad acting. It was definitely a script that Phaedra was acting out, but I enjoyed that she had to do it in person.
Abby, are you there?
Yes. I'm being harassed
Oh,
right now by this man.
oh,
First of all, Kate is funny to me. She was like, damn it, now I gotta be a traitor. But I always do like a fancy cloak. I said, what do you mean? That's what she was like, I do like being clandestine. I guess it'll be fine. That was probably she seemed aggravated by the whole situation. Like, I guess I'm gonna be a traitor, I guess. And then
I
she was
mean, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, and then she was at the breakfast like, oh, I forgot I'm not a traitor. Like she's like,
Kate was doing too much at the breakfast. Let's just fast forward. So they still got to murder someone, which I enjoyed because I thought it was just going to be Kate. And then they were like, oh, there was a recruitment. So I'm happy someone still left. And it was Kevin. But Kate was doing too much at the table. Like, do traders eat pancakes? Maybe I should eat eggs. Do traders eat this? I was like, Kate, just chill. Just calm down. And then MJ clocked her, and MJ was like, "Yo, glow was gone." I'm like, MJ, you ain't clocked nothing all 8 episodes, but now you could. You ain't seen nobody do nothing weird all 8 episodes, but now you can see something in Kate. Hey, L Teddy.
Hey,
We are at the beginning talking about Kate at the
Excuse me.
breakfast
Sorry.
acting
Kate
weird
at the
because
what?
at the breakfast table as a traitor.
Oh, who was that asked her that question? Because I was like, girl, where's that coming from?
That was MJ
And
saying
she
that her
ain't
vote.
mentioned nothing about nobody doing nothing weird all year. She was just real like, child. She was real weird this episode to me. And the fact that the cliffhanger was on that war.
Right. So breakfast was weird. Now we're back to, we know they have another challenge. I forgot what the challenge was that damn fast. But they're
They
going
had to
around.
they had to go down to the chapel and shoot
Yes, the
the
challenge was
plane.
interesting. But now we're at Trishelle is back, and Trishelle is still on. Phaedra is a traitor. And again, Trishelle, instead of just getting the votes that you need, why are you trying to get all the votes? You picked two people. You said CT, Sandra. Them the two votes you need, but you steady going around trying to flip all of Bravo. What did y'all think about Trishelle and Peter gathering votes before the challenge?
This wouldn't have happened if you murdered Trishelle.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Kevin. Do we think Kevin was the right murder? I'm gonna just quickly say no.
I'm gonna say yes for now because
Nope.
Trishelle had a shield. And so if they had tried to murder her, it still wouldn't have worked.
I mean, they got somebody, but I don't think they should have went after either one because the block was too hot. It was too many eyes on Peter's after that last banishment, they were looking for the traitors to take out somebody from that team. You could have took out somebody like MJ or anybody
Yes,
else.
they should have got Peter.
But
Should
see,
have got
Peter should have
John.
been the traitor. Peter should have been her recruit. Peter or Trishelle. Because one of them two as a traitor, that would have got you what you needed. Because they're the ones who always popping off.
But they could still throw you under the bus just because they're your fellow traitor. They still could have been like, well, we still think Phaedra won. I think they just can't say adamantly Phaedra is a traitor. Like you can't outright announce the fellow traitors, but you could still throw hints and vote for them.
I
I
always
mean, I
said
think the
Peter.
only other choice would have been, of course, Trishelle, which we know they couldn't do, or John. So honestly, I don't know because I mean, you don't want to kill off one of your allies at this point, especially not how close Phaedra just came to, in that last banishment. Phaedra would have been really dumb to vote off somebody that sort of had her back. I mean, she could, I
Well,
guess, voted off somebody weak like MJ, that's really, or Sheree, but we know
well,
she's
watch
never going
this.
to vote for Sheree.
Watch this really be. She probably should have voted off CT.
Right. I was
Now
thinking
Well,
that
that
I
yeah,
think
too.
about it.
but actually, she did that. CT didn't flip on her.
Mm-hmm.
She did that because remember at the beginning, CT was like, "Nah, Phaedra's solid. It's Peter." And when Phaedra acted funky at the challenge, is what made
Yep.
CT be like, "Wait a minute."
Well,
She
let's
had
just go there. Do
self-inflicted
you think
wounds.
she was acting funky? Because I felt like that was the correct strategy. If 10 people ahead of you was going at the CT and everybody missed, why not change?
Let
Because
somebody
you
else
already
make that
because the
decision.
block is hot and
Mhm.
your name is already out there, and anything you do is going to
Yep.
make you look like a traitor. It didn't make sense from I understood what she said in her confessional, but
Mm-hmm.
it didn't make let somebody else make that decision
Yep.
and then say, you know what, I think you're right, I think we're wasting a lot of money, but your name is already hot. you
Mhm.
you you your name was all up in that last banishment. Now if she had some currency to spend, meaning her name wasn't at the top of people's list, if she wasn't already being looked at, sure, but I still would have verbalized it. I would have been like, you know what, and she did do it a little bit, but she did it in her Phaedra way instead of being saying, look, y'all, we wasting a lot of daggone money, we
Or
need to strategy.
or even like she should have went for Peter again and said and missed and then said, hey y'all, listen, we losing a lot of damn money, we may need to change up and switch up, because at that point somebody else, you know what I'm saying, would have had to do it. You still would have looked like you were going along with the plan that everybody else was going along with. She just
Hmm.
put herself out there for no reason.
But
Because
again,
even in the
Sandra,
confessionals, she said, "Why not take out Trishelle if I got the chance?"
but it was Sandra's idea. Like Sandra was the one who vocalized it. Like maybe we should switch, try for Trishelle because nobody getting CT. But maybe she should have made an announcement like, "Look, y'all want me to switch." It made it seem make it more of a group decision than a Phaedra decision. Or she should have just let Sandra be the one to switch since she was the one talking about it.
I still say, listen, I feel like it was the right decision. And I wouldn't even have gave the oh we wasted money, blah blah blah. Girl, I don't like you and you think I'm a traitor. So I'm shooting at you. Next, moving on. Like it's why
That's
would I
not the best strategy. That is
like
not the best
bitch, I don't
strategy
like
here.
you. I don't like you, your chicken gloves, your crow's feet, none of that. I don't like none of that. Your bad outfits. I don't like anything about you, ma'am. So therefore, pow pow. Who gonna check
She
me?
should have said justice for Peppermint and switched to Trishelle.
I mean, my thing is, she could have. First of all, their aim was so fucked up. She honestly could have just fucked up the aim, hit her, made her look like she. I mean, if she really wanted to do all of that, but I just don't think. I think she should have led people to believe it was their idea. But she shouldn't have just gone up there and made an executive decision when the whole team had been going in one direction and had agreed that they were going to go in one direction, and then she just wakes up and decides, you know what, this isn't working. Let's go left when you already know that the people are looking at you, waiting for you to no, I just
But
didn't think it was.
after 4 or 5 people before her had missed the target, I don't understand what's the issue with changing the target.
It was
But let
10 people.
everybody know, though. That's the issue. You didn't
That's what
really.
she said when she walked up to the thing.
Yeah, and Sandra vocalized it and said, I think we need to switch because they had just lost $2,000. They said 10 people were shooting at CT and missed. They had lost so much money. They said, let's switch.
Or,
Again, I don't think that the
yeah,
strategy. I don't disagree with her reasoning behind it. I'm just saying I don't think that was the time for her to be the one. That's all I'm saying. Let them think it's their idea. She could have even said it to Peter, and Peter would have said it. She could have been like, "We are losing a lot
she
of
could
money."
have said it. That was
Do it
happening.
when it's somebody.
But she did say it though.
She
No,
didn't say it till
okay,
it was her turn. And the thing
right. What I'm
about it
saying is,
is,
what I'm saying is, for her to be the one to do it, in my opinion, wasn't the right time for her to be the one to do it. Do I agree with the strategy? Do I agree with the fact that they shouldn't have been that they needed to switch up their strategy? Clearly, they were losing a lot of damn money, but that was one of those moments where you finesse people and you make somebody else think it was their idea. That's all I'm saying.
It was Sandra's idea, but I'm starting to be more like Abby because Trishelle, how dare you feel entitled to a damn shield just because you way down in the corner and everybody else is at the top? Like, ma'am, it's not a rule to this game that said we have to shoot in any kind of order. And I'm with Abby. I don't like you, so yeah, I'm gonna change the target. And it only
And
took
and now
and here's
see,
the thing: she could have said that, but that's not what she said. Anyway, it don't
and
matter. Anyway.
here's the another thing that I don't think that she did enough of is go on offense. Trishelle is a liability. Trishelle has been wrong over and over and over, which to me would point to traitor behavior because you're trying to throw people off. If it were me and I were Phaedra, I wouldn't even look at Peter at this point. I didn't. If I'm just based on her, what she's at, she chose Kate like an idiot. Okay, great. But when we go for that day, I would have went straight offense. Go straight at that whore, Trishelle's neck. She done been wrong every time. Every time we go with her, she's wrong. We end up taking out a faithful. She's a traitor. How else is she always sabotaging us? I would have said that at the round table and took her out. And all of that other nonsense that they were saying would have gone out of the window. She just didn't do that right. She ain't play it right.
now I have a question because someone reminded me of this in the chat. This episode, they had a recruitment and a murder. So it was not obvious to the faithfuls that someone has been recruited. Do you think production let them know about a recruitment, or are they just gonna be shocked that there's an
I think
extra
they figured it out. Because somebody mentioned it. Because somebody mentioned it that we done got rid of two faithfuls. I guess they kind of figured somebody has to be recruited because we did two faithfuls in a row, and so that would leave possibly one or maybe two if there were four. I don't know if they tell them how many faithfuls there are, but
I
I
mean,
figured
traitors.
they figured it was probably three or four, and losing two somebody else. So I feel like they just figured that out. It wasn't where they had to be told.
Whose husband is Jonathan Ford?
Abby, fake husband.
Me,
Okay,
it's my husband.
I was just wondering because it wasn't mine.
She said, I just want to.
Y'all don't know this.
Okay, I done forgot all about the show. I wrote a couple of questions down. How about this question? I want to jump into this. So after the whole shooting thing, CT and Trishelle had a conversation, and I guess they're working together now. And CT brought up Sandra and Phaedra as being traitors because of that switching to Trishelle. Have you noticed that Trishelle only gets excited about getting out a traitor when they have a little melanin in their skin? Like she was never this excited about Dan and
Well, Trishelle, even when she was back on was
the
it Big Brother
challenge,
or was it the challenge? I thought she was on
mhm,
Big Brother first.
the real
Either
world.
way,
She was on the
a
real world.
real world, not Big Brother. I meant real world. I meant real world. Real world. My thing is, she was like that then. She was racist as hell then. She's always been this way. Always. I've never liked her. She's
Well,
always been problematic.
to be fair, she had an alliance with Dan and Popcorn before they even got on the show. So to be fair, she wouldn't have been excited because they had a secret alliance.
Oh, I didn't know they had a secret alliance. They must have said that in an interview.
That's why she's so sure that Phaedra is that. Yeah, they've said it on the interview. That's why she's so sure that Phaedra is a traitor because she knows that Dan was sending a message because he would have never thrown, Pretzel under the bus.
Hmm. Well, that leads into another question I wrote down. Did Dan really screw up Phaedra's game on that exit? I'm gonna say what I gotta say on my way out. Because nobody was thinking about Phaedra until Dan put her name on the table.
No, she had been nominated before, I thought.
Mm-mm.
I didn't think so. I thought that
Before
was the
Dan.
very first time.
So, no. I thought Kevin, it wasn't a lot. Only one person that said her name. This was before Dan got kicked off. I think it was the week before or the week before that. It wasn't a lot of people on her radar, but I thought it was like one person
Yeah, she wasn't
that
on the
had
radar.
said her
I mean,
name.
no, Dan absolutely put her out there. Because again,
For it to
that
come
is
from
why
another traitor.
Dan putting her out there, the only person, and again, Trishelle tells on herself because she said that. She said Dan was sending us a message. Dan was sending us a message. That's why she won't let go of Phaedra. She will not let go of Phaedra, no
And
matter
see,
who else's
Phaedra didn't
name comes up.
capitalize on that because her keep mentioning Dan and Dan being a traitor. And we knowing Dan is a traitor, and everybody who Trishelle has given us has not been a traitor but been a faithful. I would I eat her alive. We'll be at that banishment table. I would eat her for dinner. She ain't that damn smart. I would have ate her and her trapper keeper up that she's keeping over there.
Not, not the trapper keeper.
It ain't nothing in
Mhm.
that trapper keeper but black people names. That's
Oh, I
all
know
Trisha
that.
about. Or melanin, because Sandra not black, but she got a little melanin in her skin. But anyway, enough of the Trishelle. Where we at now? They done finished. Now we at the house lobbying for votes again. And Peter had the plan of getting Phaedra alone so Trishelle could flip the other housewives on Phaedra. I thought Even though I don't like Trishelle, she gave really good arguments, and I thought the housewives would really go for it when she was telling them she's never nervous and all the other things like Trishelle or not, some of her points are valid on Phaedra.
Yeah.
And I think she kind of tugged at their ego too by telling them, you came here for friends or you came here for money. Because if you came here for friends, you're going to lose. And that kind of riled MJ up. Like, I think for myself. I don't need nobody to think for me. So I thought she really was going to gather them votes. What did y'all think about the plan of getting Phaedra alone so Trishelle could try to flip the rest of the house?
Smart plan.
Mm-hmm.
It was a smart plan.
But what I'm saying is, you you got to use someone's leverage against them, and that's how you play good offense. Use that person's leverage. Trishelle got all of this stuff to say. She on every round table, she got her mouth open, and she has been wrong historically. So use her leverage against her. You know, Sandra is a wild card. MJ is a wild card. CT is a wild card. You know Sheree gonna be on your side regardless. You know what I'm saying? You know you got Sheree in the pocket, and use what you got. But
That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question.
was it a good plan?
The question was, do you think that was a good plan for Trishelle to get the people away from Phaedra?
Well, people they had already talked about that, but the problem is she tried to get everybody instead of just getting two. They talked about all we need is two people, and she went on this crusade to get everybody. She was loud as she always is, and that's why I'm saying use her leverage. She's too fucking loud, and I
Well,
wouldn't even want her on my team.
brushed her off like, I'm gonna listen to John. Whatever John got to say, like, I ain't even got nothing to do with you, Trishelle.
But can we talk about the conversation that Peter had with CT and how freaking hilarious that shit was?
Yes, because CT said, "Look, for right now, I'm voting for you." I don't.
And Peter
No,
was so
no. When
mad.
Peter said, "Well, who do you have on your radar?" You. Listen. Who do you have on your radar? You.
That thing cracked me up. And then Peter started getting mad. CT was like, look, you asked me a question. Now you're going to be mad with my answer.
Right.
Like, you
Right.
asked me who it was. It's you.
That shit had me dying. I said, bitch.
He was like, until I hear something else, the vote is you. That was
And
hilarious.
that's why I said, and that's why it goes back to the earlier question when I was saying that I didn't disagree with Phaedra's reason for switching up. All I'm saying is all Phaedra had to do was lay low. You let the rest of them be. You go with the plan. Oh, we wasting money. Oh, well, this is y'all's plan. I'm just being a team player. Let somebody else come up with it. When you sit down, you lean over to CT and say, CT, we are wasting a lot of money. We need to come up with something different. And then you let the rest of the people say, you know what, you're right. And by the time it rotates back around to you, now you can make a different decision because you just started a whole conversation and other people are agreeing, and maybe somebody else would have switched up the strategy before it even got back around to you. That's all I was saying.
The other part that I don't think that that is being thought out well is the gameplay has to shift from when you had the large big numbers. Now that it's getting whittling down to smaller numbers, you have to play one, the numbers game, but two, be strategic. And when you do come at somebody, you can't hit and miss, because if you hit and miss, that could be you the next time. And I think that what playing defense or just letting things happening around her helped Phaedra early on, but right now it's just not helping at this point.
Y'all missing my point. I'm not saying she didn't say it. I'm saying she didn't play it right. I know she said it, y'all, but she said it as she was getting up and she decided to switch the strategy. What I am saying is a better strategy would have been make them think it was their idea when it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. I know she said it, y'all. I know she said she stood up and she did all of those things. But what she didn't do was she was the one that made the decision to change the strategy, which put the target on her to say, well, why all of a sudden, and again, when you switched it to Trishelle, the main person that has been coming for your ass for the last 3 weeks, it looked suspicious, and you gave Trishelle an argument. Had she switched to anybody else, I don't even think the argument would have been as harsh had she, because the point she made was valid. I'm the only one down here by myself. You've got all of those names at the top, and you decide switch to me. That's all I'm saying. I just think that you gave her the ammunition. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, she should have switched over to John, get John, then switch over, and then let the last person decide: are we going for CT or Trishelle? Because either way, if
I thought it was good when she switched to Sheree
on the table.
Right. I thought it was good strategy when she switched to Sheree, because again, what is the criticism? That the Bravo girls are sticking together. That was a good strategy when she said, I'm going for
stick with her strategy.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm saying, you guys. I understand what y'all are saying, but I just think, again, if we're talking, because let's be clear, we're getting to the point now where the numbers are dwindling, the targets get bigger. There's not as many places. Did you see how empty the round table looked? There's not as many places. There's not as many people to shield behind. And if your name is already out there, don't give them more ammunition. That's it. That's all. Had she done that 2 weeks ago, I probably wouldn't be saying that. I'd probably be like, well, fuck it, you know. But when it came down to you and one other person at the round table last week, like nobody else was really out there, and those same people are still gunning for you. Like they haven't changed their target. Don't put a bigger target on you. And I just think that Phaedra did a bad job this week, because again, I don't agree with her picking Kate. I said that last week, even though y'all made some good arguments, but I still don't think that was her best decision in picking Kate to be a traitor. Because again, I feel like she should have picked somebody whose name was already out there, because you notice Kate's name never came up at all. So you've chosen someone who now can sit back and let you take all of the heat. Because if it comes down to it, even though Kate didn't do it last night, when it comes down to it, Kate is like Kate's not gonna have your.
But the thing about it is, Kate was like her, just like she just like to sit back and let the other people decide. Kate is like you, and you don't need somebody like that. You already filled that role. So Kate's gonna hit you with your own medicine. She's
like
Glenda said. She about to give you your own medicine where she finna sit back, and then if you come at her wrong, baby, all eyes are gonna be on you, and you're gonna end up like Dan.
Like Glenda said, she was an entertaining choice, but she's not a smart choice, not strategic.
Yeah, not at all. She was not a smart choice at all.
I agree. And I agree with this. She should have picked Sandra or CT. And I'm kind of thinking CT because Dan threw CT's name out there as well. And Sandra
I don't think that helps her. CT ain't vocal enough. Neither is Sandra. You pick one of them loud mouth people always coming. And I would have picked one of those three: Peter, Trishelle, or John. One of those three.
I would have picked one of those three too. You got to break up that alliance. You've got to. I would have picked I wouldn't have fooled with anybody on the other side. I probably wouldn't have picked CT, only because CT already sort of wasn't. I don't know. I don't know. CT might have been fourth on my list, but first on my list would have been Peter. Well, no, it wouldn't have been Peter because he already turned him down once. It would have been Trishelle or John.
Especially if you're gonna if you're gonna murder Kevin like that. That was a stupid murder to me. But if you are going to make that choice, you need cover.
You think all of them
give yourself cover?
I don't think Trishelle would have. Now John probably would have. John would have, and we know Peter already did. But I don't think Trishelle would have.
But if John would have, but that meant John would have been murdered, and and John wasn't on the radar like Kevin and Trishelle were. True. And so it would have been strategic if John would have said, "Oh, I don't want to be a traitor." Okay, no problem, bro. See you in the win.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you too. I put because the problem with picking Peter is one, he already turned you down once. So you take the chance of him turning you down again and dying. And then, like you said, it's really the same problem. Now the target is definitely on your back because Peter's dead, right? John, they said John wouldn't have done it. I mean, we don't know that now, but they said John wouldn't have done it. If I had to pick somebody from the other side of the house, it would have been Sandra.
But the reason I say I wouldn't have been mad for Peter to die is Peter is the head of the horse. The rest of them be meandering around waiting for him to make
I
decisions.
agree.
And
I
so they would have had to try to regroup and try to figure out what they're going to do, which would have been an advantage for me because Peter gone. You can be mad as you want to be. Who's going to lead y'all? Kevin? And we know from Bling Empire, he ain't wrapped tightly.
Wait a minute. When they got Kevin ass talking about some, wow, that sucks. Do I get to keep this letter? I was like, that's Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
That is Kevin.
Just want a souvenir.
He said, do I get to keep the letter?
But I'm kind of thinking Peter wouldn't have turned it down because it's one thing to turn it down and you still
You
get
have
to
a
be
choice.
but it's turn it down or go home.
Or you go home.
And
Yeah.
you need a couple of coins, you're gonna become a traitor.
That's true. That's true. Right. There's a different incentive involved. You're right. Right. I don't think Sheree would have been somebody said, do you think Sheree would have been a good because of her blind loyalty to Phaedra? No, because Phaedra doesn't have a plan. Listen, did y'all not notice? Did y'all not see that the first thing Phaedra said after she recruited Kate was, so what do you think we should do? Phaedra's not a leader. Well, I'm not saying she's not a leader. In this game, she's not being a leader. She wants to hide behind other people. So I don't think Sheree would have been because it'd have been the blind leading the damn blind.
Right. And we still got the blind lead the blind. It was
well,
that's Sheree a check because nobody would have thought Sheree would be a traitor, and she would have definitely made it to the end. So not Sheree.
Yeah, no.
Well, let's jump to this.
Right, you're right. There's Hop. Sheree can't lie. Sheree cannot lie.
Oh yeah. Oh, she would be stuttering. She would be at breakfast.
She worse than Phaedra. She worse than Phaedra because Sheree cannot tell a lie.
Well, talk about.
Can you see her at the damn banishment table trying to talk herself out of banishment?
She probably vote for herself.
You stupid.
Yeah.
That's gonna vote for herself.
Because didn't she say again this week? I know we about to get to the round table, but didn't again this week she say, I don't really think you a traitor, but I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
No. What she said was to Peter, she said, I didn't think you were a traitor at the beginning, but I do think you got recruited. That's what, because I said the same thing when she first started talking. I said, I know she's not about to say this again, but she said, but I do think you got recruited.
Okay. Yeah. Let's jump to the round table because again, it was good. It started off with John. I felt like this week he was talking too long and he didn't have any.
He was doing a lot.
Little remarks, and I was like, okay, John, let's wrap it up. And
I'm
then
listening.
Phaedra came in with that good old, this ain't Parliament. I'm happy you ain't God, and if you could get to the point, we'd appreciate it. Let's start there.
I did appreciate her saying that to his ass because I think collectively everybody was like, okay, bro, all us from America and you over here from England, we ain't here for that shit. Say that shit for say that for y'all people over here. For the people who instead of saying better, they say better.
Much better.
Then Peter had to put his 2 cents in it. He had to come for Phaedra yet again. And Phaedra hit us with, this ain't The Bachelor, and I ain't got to kiss your ass for no rose. And I said, oh, that was a good one. And she continued to give good points. Now, Peter was giving good points too.
But I felt like Phaedra was just reacting to things that people were saying to her and not doing enough. That from the moment Peter spoke and mentioned me, and it pivoted to me, I would have went on attack. I would have immediately gone on attack. Nobody would have listen. I would have took all of the air out of the room because nobody would have got a chance to say anything. I would have been on attack. I would have been on a straight attack, and I don't think she did enough. She just kept reacting, and she would wait for somebody to say her, and then she would react and maybe insert. But she needed to go on attack, and to me, my target would have been I'm seeing Yana in the damn chat. Trishelle, hey Yana, I see Yana in the chat and wanted to say Yana, but I would have went after Trishelle. She would have been my target.
But I think it was everybody, like her alliance was already focused on Peter. She couldn't switch up on Trishelle or she would have got poverty or because of what happened last week. So they could have had somebody throw another name out because next week is the last episode, if y'all didn't know. But
oh, it is. Oh.
It is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Me either.
Next week is the last week.
I just need MJ to vote Peter out. That's it. That's all I need. That's all I need. Just
That's
vote
all
out.
we're asking for, MJ. That's it. I don't know. It could go either way. This cliffhanger is on one because we missed banishment and a murder. But
right, how it's gonna be the last episode?
Next week is episode 10. And then it's the reunion.
Wow.
Because next week it'll probably be sped up. We're gonna see the banishment, and then the traitors are gonna get to murder, and then we're gonna see another banishment, another murder. It can't be the last episode because how they
it's too much to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
they might have more than 10 episodes.
It's gotta be.
Because it just wouldn't make sense.
Or maybe
and they didn't even I didn't see the teaser, but I don't remember them teasing a season finale. Did anybody see the teaser?
Someone saw it and they said there's a spoiler in the teaser. I haven't seen it either.
I haven't seen the teaser either. Google the teaser. Let's look at it.
Maybe there's a double banishment. What do you guys think? Maybe they're gonna do a double murder or a double banishment.
And they get rid of Peter and Phaedra?
But it's still too much because even if they do a double banishment and they still have to do a murder, they still have to do another daily challenge.
That's not it's too much to do in one episode. It can't be the last episode. It just can't.
Them sandbags take long enough. Unless it's gonna be like an hour and a half, 2-hour episode.
Thanks, Jason.
I don't know.
I don't know. That sounds like a lot to try to do, y'all. I don't know.
I'm Googling of traitors.
And I tell you what, if it is only one episode, then that means Phaedra doesn't get eliminated because there's no way in the world that they got time to recruit another traitor and go through all of that.
Oh, whoever said that on Twitter was lying. They said it's going to be 12 episodes.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
one of them will be a reunion. So we have 2 more full traitor episodes, and then I guess the last one will be the reunion.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah, because that's a lot to go through. That means we can get a couple more murders out. Look, I don't know. Let's jump to it. I want to jump to CT and his visuals. Do you think CT was doing too much? For someone, he loves his Phaedra. They've been flirting all season. Did his switch up on Phaedra, did he do too much with the visuals and trying to really convince people that she's a traitor because she switched targets?
I think that's Phaedra's fault because CT has been very upfront about how he felt about from the beginning. He has not hid his hand at all. Phaedra, those were self-inflicted wounds. You caused that on yourself, Phaedra. You caused that on yourself.
And as the educator in the room, I just think CT is a visual learner, and so he was just showing us what it looks like in his brain.
He could have really just sat down and ate his oatmeal, for real.
What you say? He just want to eat his oatmeal?
I said he could have just sat there and ate his oatmeal.
He could have, but he really wanted to put that cherry on top of getting Phaedra out. So he had to throw his 2 cents out there. We don't know if he swayed anybody. We'll see what MJ does next week. But I just felt like CT was doing too much. I said, you ain't have to go for Phaedra that hard.
I mean, it is what it is at this point. Hey, if I feel like you're a traitor, I'm going at anybody. I don't blame him. I didn't see it going too hard. I just felt like it was what it was. Hey, Phaedra, girl. Hey,
And I
girl.
agree with this comment too. I think CT has been reactive since that Trishelle thing when he didn't light her torch. Because who cares? Trishelle doesn't have to always be saved. And I feel like he said,
She's
let
a
me.
white one. She's a woman descended from the Caucasus Mountains. They have that air of thinking that they always have to be saved. They always feel like they have to be saved. There's a whole genre of literature, horror, created by one Mr. Lovecraft himself, who made white women damsels in distress.
Not the Lovecraft Country, Jesus.
Well, H.P. Lovecraft was, one of the fathers of modern horror, and the monsters were all always supposed to be black, represent black people, and that's why the savior was always a white man, and there was always a white damsel in distress.
Well,
He was staunchly racist.
facts are facts. Um, let's get into our assumptions. We don't know what will happen at this banishment. How many votes do we think go? Do we think MJ votes for Phaedra or Poverty? Because MJ,
No, not pop secret popcorn coupons. You mean
who the hell is?
Phaedra or Peter?
It's too many people with P names this season.
Come on, PP.
Not
What
people.
y'all think, Phaedra or Peter? I'm thinking.
I'm praying it's Peter.
I'm praying it's Peter too.
I hope it's Phaedra just because she was stupid. I just do. I just do. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I will say this: even if Phaedra makes it to the next episode, and we see Peter say, "I'm a faithful whatever," she's not making it another. She's not making it to the end.
Yeah, she's not gonna make it any. This is her last stand, and she didn't do a good job at it. Get her out now. Take her out
It's
of
either
her
this
misery.
round table
Just
or the next.
do her like Cujo. Take her out back and like Old Yeller. I mean, not Cujo. Old Yeller. I mean, they shot Cujo too, but Old Yeller. Do her like they did Old Yeller. Take her out back. Take her out. We've had enough.
Our assumption. Let's assume Phaedra does make it. Is she cutthroat and strategic enough to put Kate seeds out there so people go for Kate before her?
Nobody's suspecting Kate. Nobody. Not a single. Kate ain't suspecting Kate. She don't even realize she a traitor yet. Okay, so I mean, so what will happen is it will force Kate to play the game, though.
If
It,
Phaedra's fine, because they're not gonna let
yeah.
her recruit anybody else. It's too late in the game to keep recruiting.
You think so?
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair to be a traitor for one episode. Like, no, that's not fair.
And that's the only reason why I think Phaedra doesn't get eliminated, because how do you bring somebody else in at this point?
That's why I'm saying Phaedra now needs to start dropping seeds about Kate or hinting to MJ, like, Kate was looking a little bit, she needs to start dropping these seeds so people, because the next roundtable is going to be all Phaedra. She needs to shift focus because Peter is going to say he's a faithful.
But I don't think it's a good strategy. I don't.
But
I
Peter's
don't.
not going to be there. Oh yeah.
I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
I don't see how she shifts to Kate. I don't see a pivot to Kate. Kate that hasn't done anything or said anything to put her on anybody's radar, except for that stupid ass comment by MJ, at breakfast.
That's why I think Kate wins. Nobody's thinking about Kate, and nobody's gonna toss
Which
sandbags.
is why it was so stupid for her to pick
Right.
Kate.
Somebody who's never been on the radar. I agree. Well, the next assumption, we still got a murder to get through because we didn't get to see the upcoming murder. Who should be murdered next? Let's say
Trishelle.
Peter.
Trishelle.
If Phaedra lives, it's got to be Trishelle.
Got to be.
Should it be should it be Trishelle because look, I might not make it to the next round table anyway, and I don't want this whore to get no money, or is there
Mhm.
a strategy
Yes.
behind it, or is it just straight up I don't
There's
like?
a
Straight up, I don't like
like
this bitch.
no money for you. Go goodbye.
Yeah, because it ain't no point of voting off one of your friends because people still gonna come for you. So it should be I don't want that whore to get any money, so bye.
Because if you vote off John, Trishelle is gonna have all the leverage. You know what I'm saying? Like she's gunning for you. Take that whore out. Y'all know how I feel about the women descended from the Caucasus Mountains, so I'm never gonna
And
be
I
on
just
that
don't
bitch
want
side.
Trishelle to get any money. I want Trishelle to go. But I feel like they might not. I feel like the way Phaedra and Kate, who are not strategists, they aren't used to these competition game shows. I think they'll be like, ooh, let's throw a curveball and get out MJ. So they'll
The
think,
time for the curveball was last episode when they voted out Kevin. That was the time for the curveball to throw everybody in disarray. Because then I would have had them looking at everybody. You would have reset and had everybody looking at everybody like, well, damn, I ain't see that coming. Well, who is it now? You know, you would have had them trying to think
I agree.
who got recruited.
mm-hmm. I agree, but then I would have gave Peter's alliance another vote. They would have
They was
only had
gonna have every go. You see how well Kevin's vote out got you. You still where you at.
I agree. I think last week would have been a good reset if they would have got. She should have got out Sheree. Sheree, I
She
know
should
you
have
ain't.
no. She took it all wrong. It had, like we've been saying, had she recruited one of Peter's alliance and then voted out a wild card person, you would have threw this thing in complete. You would have basically started from the beginning and
So
reset everything.
so that's a good question though. Do you think that if there wasn't that history with Phaedra and Sheree, do you think Phaedra would have already gotten rid of Sheree if they didn't have history?
Yeah, because she had no problem getting rid of Tamara, which is another housewife.
Mm, but
Okay.
I don't think that wasn't her vote, was it? I
Yeah,
thought that was I thought that was Dan.
I thought that was her in poverty, and they let Phaedra get a pick, and she picked Tamara to get the heat off of
But
housewives are working together.
but
Yeah, that was her
Sheree,
trying to get the heat off of the housewives. Yeah, no, that was Phaedra.
but I don't think Sheree would have voted for I don't think she would have voted for Sheree because us black people, we gonna at least try to stick with the black people as long as we can. I
True,
think
Not
the
everybody,
black vote would
all
have got
skin
her.
folk ain't kin folk.
Huh?
true.
Not everybody, all skin folk ain't kin folk.
Oh no, that's true. But if it's between me picking you or somebody descended from the Caucasus Mountains, in terms of Phaedra, I think Phaedra would have chosen to get rid of somebody else before she got rid of Sheree.
I don't think so.
Because at least Kate is defending you at the round table. Sheree is on mute every
Yeah,
round
that's
table.
what I was gonna
Sheree,
say. I
but
don't think so.
Sheree been on mute the whole round table too, because she don't know you a traitor. She don't know who a traitor.
She doesn't know
Shoot.
anything. She hasn't had a
Right.
I
PhD
was gonna
this
say
last
again,
season.
Sheree doesn't know anything.
That's why she gonna skate right to the end. And I'm hoping Phaedra is there and she don't get any money.
And you knew Sheree need the money more
Well, the thing
Listen, God, she need
more
the
than
money.
anybody. Her broke ass need the money.
Listen, she tried hard to get her peach. She gonna parlay this into her storyline for
Didn't
next
she get
season.
fired?
I hope she got fired.
Did she
No. They
get
said she
fired?
made it. No, I think they said she made it another season.
Sheree?
Or did she get fired?
Well, I don't know. I'm just asking.
I haven't seen anything about Sheree's
Yeah, I haven't
contract.
heard Sheree's name.
I'm hoping that it's canceled.
You
It's
hoping what's
Why
canceled?
we canceling the lady contract,
Have they
Jesus?
started filming?
she
I
don't
don't
have
They
think
any.
they
so.
supposed to start filming in a couple of weeks.
She done already displayed them joggers. It ain't nothing else Sheree need to tell me.
There has never been anything Sheree needed to tell me.
It
Huh?
the chapter book is written. It's done. We know enough about Sheree. They won't let Portia come back and play in our face with this divorce,
Mm, mm.
which I'm here for. I like Portia, but
I don't
Sheree,
like none of them hoes.
Listen, Nene told him a long time ago, keep your legs closed to married men.
close
Now,
to married
And
me.
when she went over there and married Simon Gobbledygook, she should have known that it was not going to end well for her. The man is the person sending you emails talk about
did you say
Nigeria King.
Did you say gobbledygook?
He said,
I don't know that man's last name. Listen, he's the one sending y'all emails talk about send me $2,000 and I'll send you $20,000 because I'm a Nigerian prince. That's Simon Gobbledygook. Just
I don't
saying.
know what he do, but I hope he's not on my TV screen next
I
season.
mean, he has several felonies for, for that.
She must not have known. Somebody put on Twitter that Portia is the one who didn't know who the fuck she married. Cause maybe maybe she just now found all this out. She didn't know he ain't have his green card. None of that.
She answered the email, unfortunately, instead of sending it to the spam folder.
I'm
All she saw was
not.
a man flying on a private jet, and she wanted a piece. Cause that's all
Facts
she
are
talked
facts,
about.
America. Facts are facts, America.
Hmm. Now I got a question because I was thinking about next season. Do you
Mhm.
think they should recruit Nene or Kenya and make one of them a traitor?
I think Kenya would be great. I think Nene would be great, but I don't think Nene would be on the show.
Nene is willing to do any show. She would do
No, no,
traitors.
no, no, no. That ain't what I didn't. I don't mean would Nene be willing. I said I don't think she would get on the show.
Oh, you don't think they would?
Absolutely, Nene would be willing to be on the show.
Oh, because
Absolutely,
it's a part of that Bravo
yes,
circle. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Because Peacock,
But I think Kenya would be great on the show. But honestly, I don't even want Kenya to be a villain because I think that would be obvious. I think Kenya. I think
Yeah,
they
I
would be
think
good
Kenya
together.
should be a faithful
But
and
right,
call out
but I
the
think
traitor.
Kenya would be so good at stirring the pot. I think she would be so good at stirring the pot.
I would like to see Kenya be deceitful and murdering people in the night.
That's what she does normally, so it's not like it's new
I would
behavior.
love to see Candias on there just to hear her mouth running and dragging people.
Who?
Ooh,
And Diaz.
Can Candace.
Oh, see, I was thought you was talking about Candy. I don't know about Candace.
Candace would get on my nerves.
She
No
would
more
get
than
murdered
Trishelle is get on my damn
because
nerves.
they get tired of that mouth real quick. She would only make it 2 or 3 weeks, especially if she wasn't a traitor and she was at the round table doing that stuff like John.
Not when she got a whole bunch of white men that she can fawn over. I think she'll be like, oh, sure. Mm,
mm,
mm.
well, Jesus.
I think she'll be. I think she'll be real meek and mild, trying to, see what. Shut up, L Teddy. Just shut up. Just shut up.
I don't think so. I think Candace would be like, try to be like John and give us all these speeches.
Oh, Devon from Big Brother. Oh, I would love for Devon to go. Oh, I
That would be good.
love Devon. Oh, yes, yes. I'll be here for Devon. I'll be here for all parts of Devon.
Davon since season 1 has been, I don't want to say begging, but putting herself out there to be cast for
Yeah,
this
because
show.
she
But
reviews
I
trailers.
feel like they'll do her like they did Peppermint.
Do
I
who
feel like they would
her?
do her like they did Peppermint.
Oh, Peppermint was banished first.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think Davon may play low for a while.
I mean, she had 2 seasons of Big Brother, two whole seasons.
Now, if y'all put Tammy on there, she has to be a traitor.
No, I don't want her to be a traitor. Mm-mm.
Tammy,
See, the people who go come at people's throat, I don't want them to be traitors. Not in the beginning. I'd rather them be faithfuls and try to call out the traitors because I think that's gonna give me more drama.
I think Kenya would be great as a recruited trader.
Yeah, they can become recruited, but in the beginning, I don't want them being traitors at first. I want all of the sparks to fly.
Now you know
Ayala
what?
bad. There's no
I'm
part
kind
to
of
me that
here for
want to
that.
see Ayala.
I'm kind of here for that because she would be the one giving you all them John speeches at the round table.
I'm not here for the John speeches, so I don't want her. Skankarosa, I don't know.
No,
She
I'm
No,
get
we
sick
on
of
my
see
nerves.
Omarosa.
You talk
I
about
don't want
somebody getting on my
Omarosa.
nerves. Skankarosa gets on my nerves.
I don't want Omarosa. I don't want New York. Like I'm over them. Like I'm sick of seeing them on every damn reality show. Like I'm over it.
Tamar too.
Oh, please no Tamar. No, no,
Oh
no.
God, no.
Put them on
No,
the no
Billy
list.
be there. Have your best friend up there. You know who?
Can I just get
Todrick.
Tiffany? Can I get Tiffany Pollard for just like a couple of episodes to come in and be unhinged and then she get kicked out? Like I
She
just want her to come in
definitely
and wreak havoc
Tiffany would
and
get
then
murdered night two because you see how she acted over there on the villain house. She acted a whole fool when nobody was even thinking about her. Tiffany would come over here and be extremely paranoid and they would get tired of it and just banish or murder her quickly.
listen, I just saw uh Tiffany a reaction from when Tiffany was on Big Brother and that lady told her that man died and it was the wrong. I just need that kind of unhinged reaction or traitor.
Or how she snapped off on Omarosa on Villain House. Cause
Listen,
No, Skankarosa needed that. Skankarosa needed all parts of that.
yes, that was
All of it. I was here for every part of that. Every part of
yeah.
her going in on Skankarosa.
I'll take that back. I want to see New York because New York would give us a good round table. But I don't think she would last long. But we're not here to cast. I did see a little article on Twitter earlier today that they are in pre-production. So I'm assuming that means they're casting and they're also looking for, if you're interested, they're looking for the audience to be producers to give them ideas of future, what do they call them? Missions, whatever they call it. And they want to find a way to tie the missions into the storyline of the show. So I just want them to let regular people play again too, because I would love to play.
I think I would love for them to introduce a once a season like type of shield or badge where instead of you having immunity, you would get to kill somebody.
Where you could be a
oh,
traitor for the night.
Hmm.
mm,
Just for that one time, just a one time kill. And even the traitors are on the block to be killed. Like it would be a one time deal, one time during the season, and you would know. And what would make it even better is do it like you do now. Everybody know who goes after it. You may not know who gets it, but you would know when people are going after it. You know what I'm saying? Or make it the type of game where you may not figure out who gets it, but you know who went after it.
who would
Like that.
call it a sniper? You
Mhm.
just be a
And you could kill
sniper killer.
anybody. You could kill anybody, it be it traitor or faithful. You could kill
Shield or
anybody in the
no,
game.
you just one night.
Mhm.
You just come out and
Just that
get
one
somebody.
episode, not the whole season, but just that one and done. And then you go back to being whatever you was, faithful or and I don't think faithful should be eligible. I mean, traders should be eligible for it.
So you look, it's kind of like you get the only vote for banishment because traitors are up for elimination at banishment. So it's like at banishment, maybe it's something where at the banishment table everybody votes, but we don't know who has the sniper. And what's the host name? Alan to be like, the sniper's vote is the only one that counts. So so and so is banished,
And you don't know who
and you don't know who the
unless they're the only one who vote for them.
right, unless you're the
Interesting.
only person that vote for somebody. That would be a
That's
good.
why I think it may be better as a murder because you don't know who, you know what I'm saying? They don't get to explain nothing. They don't get to talk to nobody. You don't know who. You just wake up the next morning, figure it out. Oh shit. you know. Mm.
I do like that idea. I'm gonna submit it. Do I gotta add your name to it, L Teddy?
Of course. Of course.
How you gonna tell him you gonna stole his idea?
So in case they see it next, in case we watching season 3 and L Teddy be like, "Oh, there go a sniper. I wonder how they got that." I'm just letting you know they
Mhm.
asked, so I'm gonna
Yeah. I
respond to.
mean, at least she told you. She did, you know.
Mm,
Because you
mm.
didn't see it on Twitter, I saw it, so I'm gonna respond and tell them about the sniper
That's
idea.
it. That's it. That's it.
That's a really good idea. Okay, so it's been an hour, and I don't want to keep everybody long. Last thought, just I know we got 3 episodes left. Out of the people left here now, do you think it's going to be a faithful or a traitor winner? And who do you think that traitor or faithful will be?
Ooh. Who wants to go first?
I'll go
I don't
first. So,
okay, I just didn't want to talk over nobody.
I feel like this will be a traitor winner season because no one is on Kate's radar, and Kate will be the winner, especially if they murder MJ, because MJ is the only one that has a twinkle, and it ain't even a full twinkle. It's just like a little twink, the TW. That's it. So I think it'll be a traitor winner season, and
Little
it'll be
twink.
Kate.
If I had to say, I think people are stupid, and I think people do the
Oh,
wrong things, which explains why people like Karen Huger from Real Housewives of Potomac. They see the gray hair, and they all of a sudden get stupid when it comes to old people, and they make apologies for them. And so I think John will end up winning because people all of explain away all of the stupid stuff that old people do, which explains why MAGA people like Karen Huger. Because anybody who likes Karen Huger has to be MAGA
how did
and
he
like
get?
Donald Trump.
Listen, how did
Now
he
that
go
is
all the
false.
way around the mulberry
First
bush?
of all,
And Karen Huger
first of all,
took a
I'm
stray.
offended because you know I like Karen.
And you might be MAGA because you liked Monique too. All of the Monique people, all of the Karen people, they're all MAGA.
I know you was taking a shot at really B because I watch and I know she got that candle, but I got the perfume. I love Karen too, so I feel hit too.
Gray pubes can go somewhere and sit down.
Oh,
So
Teddy's
you
just an
saying you
ass.
think John wins?
I think
That,
John wins.
okay. Mm.
First of all, I would just like to say I don't even know Miss Karen, and I felt offended on her
Citizen
behalf.
Jane, you can fight me. I don't care.
Oh God, oh Teddy, please, please. As I was saying, I think it might be uh, faithful. I would give it to either CT or John. We'll see. We'll see. Like all the dominoes would have to fall perfectly in order for Phaedra to win at this point. Like I don't see it happening, but anything is possible in the last 2 episodes.
Hmm.
True.
I feel the same way. At this point, I don't see a path for a traitor. And the reason why I say that is because I think if they don't get Phaedra this time, they're gonna get her next time. And Kate is just not that damn bright. I
And
think
I
both
think
of
Phaedra
them.
gonna give her up.
Yeah, I think Kate gives herself away, and I don't know if Phaedra can. I don't know if Phaedra lasts 2 more roundtables. I just don't know if she does. But if there are only 2 roundtables left, then it is very plausible that a traitor can win. If it's a faithful, hell, it could be any of them at this point. To be honest with you, it really could be any of them.
I just don't want it to be Trishelle. Please don't be Trishelle.
Yeah, I
Please,
just don't want
God
it to
of
be
I just
Trishelle.
can't. I just can't. Just can't.
I'm just curious if y'all think faithfuls are winning. Who's gonna point that finger at Kate to say,
I think
I think
Phaedra
Kate told
on
on
her
herself.
way out
"Oh, you
plants
think
the
Kate
seed.
throws her under the bus"?
On her way out, she throws Kate under the bus. If I ain't
I was
winning, you ain't
I
curious.
don't
winning
think
either.
that's not what I think. That's what El Teddy thinks. I just think that Kate is going to tell on herself. I think Kate is just not going to be good at being a traitor. And I think it's going to just everybody going to be looking like So here's the reality. The reality is, even if Phaedra lasts through this elimination, like you said, once Peter stands up and says, I'm a faithful, the target is still on
It's
Phaedra.
on Phaedra, yeah.
It's still on Phaedra. And so I just don't think that Kate is that good. So again, if there's only one more, if we have two more episodes, and we have at least two more roundtables, I'm assuming.
We may have
And
three. We
so
may get
I don't
two
know.
roundtables next episode. You think?
Well,
Because
only a round table. You know, that last one is the fire pit, which is
right.
still like a round table where you could still bend
Mhm.
depending on what sandbag color you throw in there.
Right.
Right, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Well,
So
there's going to be
But
plenty
I'm
of
thinking
opportunity for
that
Kate.
no, I'm saying of the traditional round tables, we still got a lot of people. I still think we could get two round tables next episode and then another one on episode 11 before we get to the fire pit on episode 12.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think Phaedra makes it out. Now Kate might slide through because it just may run out of time. But
Not
Phaedra,
necessarily.
I don't see a path for success for
Yeah, there's
Phaedra.
not a path for Phaedra at all.
The Phaedra is cancel that check, Phaedra. You're not getting it.
I mean, she
But
got 89 jobs. So I mean, she shouldn't be hurting according to her. According to her. So let her
According to
tell
her.
it.
now I've
She
never
just
seen
gonna
this
do a
happen,
couple
but let's
funerals.
say,
She'll be fine.
yeah. If by chance they get out Kate and Phaedra before the sandbags, it's no real point of throwing sandbags because everybody will be a faithful at that point, and then I guess all the faithfuls just split the money.
I don't want that either. Shoot. Too
Well,
much
that's what the
money.
game is. That's why the faithful's trying to make it to the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. I did see a tweet of Phaedra saying she ready to get back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I don't care about that either way. I want to see Phaedra more on these competition shows because this is entertaining me. This. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for joining me talking traders again. I guess we got 3 more episodes to go, and I really can't wait for the reunion because I feel like these are spicy people, and it's going to be a spicy reunion, especially if a trader wins. It's going to be some. You saw how they did Sari last season. It's going to be some hurt feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I never looked at the reunion last season, so I might have to go back and look at it.
It was just you knew I was getting ready to come back, Sari. Why would you do this to me? Sari, why would you lie to
Everybody
me?
was crying that they
Yeah,
needed the money
whatever.
and all of this stuff. It was like, girl.
Matter in your favor. You made all the black people stick together knowing you was a traitor. It was just a cry fest on Sari. And Sari looked damn good sitting there like, I ain't sharing no money. Oh, well.
Right. And I don't blame her. Like, that was the object of the game. Like, she played a great game.
She did. She did. So do better. Do better. Okay, y'all. I've been drinking this Crown Peach and the ladies' room is calling. So I'm going to end that here.
Oh wow.
Again, thank you all so much for watching and joining. Please like the video. Please support everyone here on this panel. I appreciate you all doing this with me. It's great fun. And we will be on, I don't know whose platform, but I want to say Really Bees tomorrow night for Drag Race if you enjoy Drag Race.
I think it is my turn.
Yes. So if you want to see us again, it'll be us plus 2 more talking Drag Race. It's Snatch Game. We will have a good time.
Yeah, honey. Snatch game,
Oh
y'all. I'm
God,
here
here
for
we
Snatch
go.
game.
I can't wait. And it come
I
on.
don't have high hopes after that. I look at the little first look. They show you the first 15 minutes, and the library is open.
Oh, the library is open too. I enjoy that.
And the library being open did not give me confidence at all with this snatch game. So I don't know what we gonna do.
I'm upset no one is playing. Plain Jane better at least be reading as nasty as she is. Was she not
Abby was quiet.
Oh.
You know, Plain Jane get on my last good nerve.
Mine too.
She make my ass
Mine too. And it's funny because Monet Exchange loves her.
Really?
Yes, when I listen to Sibling, I listen to their review. And the minute Bob says anything about Plain Jane, Monet be like, "Well, what's wrong with what's wrong with Plain Jane? What's wrong, Bob? What's?" I be like, "Damn, you are caping hard."
Well,
I,
Monet don't be making good decisions sometimes, and we know that. So okay,
yeah.
it's fine.
Agreed. Agreed. But okay, y'all, join us tomorrow on Really B's channel for Drag Race, and we will be back same time, same place next Friday for Traders. See y'all later. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
El Teddy, you 15
Bye.
minutes late. Go get your ass in the
I
bed.
am.